Hey everyone, it's Natalie from This and Nat, or all of This and Nat over on Instagram. Welcome to my minimalist kitchen. Well, it's our minimalist kitchen. If you haven't been here before, welcome. I live with my husband Kent and our little dog Toaster here in Dallas, Texas, and we have a beautiful 3-story townhome that I actually just did a tour of not too long ago. But most excitingly, we're right here in the heart of the home, the kitchen, and I am going to give you an in-depth tour of my newly minimal kitchen. I did a massive declutter actually just last night. In front of the camera here, there's all this stuff on the floor that either needs to be sold, go to Goodwill, or go to some neighbors, and it's just out, sorted, and ready to go. We got rid of like 50% of our stuff. These cabinets, while they weren't stuffed, now they're like super empty and minimal, and I can't wait to take you through each and every one of them and show you what we decided to keep as a family of 2 and what's gonna function and work for us. It's just you and me today and the tripod, so let's head further back into the kitchen and check things out. This video is a collaboration with my friends Carlene and C. John from the Armstead family channel. The Armsteads are a minimal family of 5, and later in this video, they're gonna show you how they organize their kitchen without a pantry. Their full kitchen tour is on their channel, linked below. I think let's start right here in the corner with our Tupperware cabinet. Now, I am a huge Tupperware fiend, and I had so many different kinds of Tupperware, and eventually I just decided, let's keep the ones that match, let's keep the ones that we're happiest with, because I'm going to grab the same ones all the time. So while we used to have all of our like larger Tupperware over here, and in another cabinet we had all of the smaller ones that I like to use to pack my lunch when I take my lunch every day to work. We consolidated, we got rid of stuff, and now we just have one cabinet here right behind me. I'll show you a pan of this so you can see how everything looks pretty good. I'm still working on it. I want to get rid of some of the larger containers that don't have the lids with like the flaps on them, because the flaps just work so much better on glass containers. But what we do have right now, I'm really happy with. They're my favorite containers, the glass lock ones. Actually, let me grab one and I'll show you. All right, now you can see it a little better, but we've got things nice and stacked here. So these are my favorite. They're just square glass containers. They're really great because they clean super well, and as far as like minimalism goes here, having things that all match and go together are a lot easier to stack and maintain and like know what you're missing. I know we have 6 of each of them, and so if one goes missing, I'm like, okay, we're missing something somewhere, and we can put it back and find it super easily. And then I've also got these great little things for the lids. They're just from Interdesign, which is like also called iDesign, but they keep all the lids nice and tidy, so I can just slide them in, or for the smaller lids, slide them out and get to both of them, and it just makes things super convenient. So I am extremely happy with how this cabinet turned out, and that we're now all consolidated Tupperware in just one place. Continuing around the kitchen here, we're gonna do the next upper cabinet. I did skip the one on the top of the fridge, but honestly up there is super empty now. I just pretty much have a few serving platters and our like sets of wine glasses and a couple pitchers, and that is it. Whereas last night it was like a tumbling down mess. Same with this cabinet. Behind me here, we have our cups, and we have really pared down, let me tell you. I think in like mid 2020, I probably had like, I don't know, 15 different fun coffee mugs, and I did love them all, but I realized that I wasn't drinking out of them anymore, because now I only drink my coffee out of a metal Yeti cup because it keeps it warm and I can use a straw. I'm trying not to stain my teeth. Maybe that's too much information for a kitchen organization video, but needless to say, that's why I don't really use mugs anymore. So I've started to slowly get rid of the ones that maybe were not always my favorite, or I couldn't microwave and dishwash them because honestly, like, I am not reaching for the mug that is hand wash. Do you reach for the mug that is hand wash? Probably not. So I have narrowed it down to just my favorites. I have two here that I absolutely love. One is like a cute little sheep. I am a huge knitter, and so I love sheep. And this one was really special. I got it in Colorado. And then the other one is my very favorite Harry Potter mug. I need to be careful because I've broken one of these once before. I had one that I bought myself. I am a Hufflepuff, and I broke it, and then one of my friends, she sent me a new one to replace it. And so not only did I already love it, it's even more special because it was a replacement for something that I super loved. My husband Kent also has his two favorite mugs right next to mine, so total 4 mugs when I'm going to drink some tea or something that isn't coffee. And then the rest of everything is like sets of stuff. We decided that as a family of 2, we really don't need like 30 glasses in our cabinets. You'll have to decide what's best for your family. I'm really interested to see what Carlene and Sejon do because they're a family of 5 and that's very different. But for us being an adult family of 2, we both have our preferences on what we drink out of. I personally only drink water out of my Yetis, so I don't really need any cups. My husband likes to drink out of these. Let me show you. Oh yeah, here's mine. This is what I like to drink out of, these giant Yeti cups for just my water. My husband Kent, he will only drink out of these. These are like those plastic cups that you get like for free with your drink that you get to take home. That's the kind of cup that he likes. Whatever, it works. These are our cups. The rest are just for guests, so we decided we don't need that many. We just need 6. So we kept our 6 tall glasses for water for guests, 6 short medium glasses that we actually do like to use for like milk and things, and then 6 little juice glasses, which are good to use some of the time. And that's really all that we need. And because I was able to clear out so much, the top shelf actually ended up open and I was able to put all of my Pyrex measuring cups up there. So now they're not in the highest cabinet, which is over the stove and oven, and that one can remain completely empty. Let's talk about plates. I feel like when you are venturing into minimalism, a lot of times there's discussion behind how many plates, how many forks, how many spoons and knives. Those are things that are really easy to count and put a number on. Now, we didn't really try to pare down to a specific number, but our plate story is, we got married 3 years ago. We asked for tons of plates. My husband already had a set of plates. I actually didn't, that I enjoyed, so I got rid of mine. And then we had husband's set of plates. We had 2 different colors sets of Fiestaware plates and bowls that we got for our wedding, and it was just too many. Like, again, we have never had 40 people over at one time needing to use plates, and so I don't know why we were hanging on to that many. In reality, we only need about 6 to 8 plates, and our formula for that is we're gonna do like 2 lunches and 2 dinners, and then we have a little extra if our dishwasher isn't full and we don't run it that night, which a lot of times it does end up being full and we run it almost every night. So we ended up getting rid of our other color plates long ago and we are just left with white. If you're like, ew, white is boring, don't do white, do whatever color makes you happy. If I was single again, I'd probably have pink plates or something, who knows. But we do have all of our plates, and because I cleared out, this is where our other Tupperware was. Now everything has a space. The plates don't have to be stacked on top of each other. Literally, they used to all be stacked on top of each other in one thing, and now they can all be spread out. Thank you, minimalism. Okay, so if you really want to know, here are the counts. We've got 6 of these large plates, which we do use a lot, 8 of these medium plates, which we use more often. I think these are the lunch size. 6 of these little guys. I love using these. And we've got 8 little tiny bowls. We actually do use these a lot. They're great for measuring out spices or ingredients, or if you're having like peanut butter and apples, or if you have a soggy vegetable and you don't want it to get on the rest of your plate, use this. So we do use those a lot. And then we have 4 bowls. The only thing I would do is get 2 more bowls so that we have 6. I think I need to do that soon because we really do use bowls quite often with pasta, cereal, all that. But other than that, I think our plate collection is going to serve us well, and we really don't need any more than that. We've made it down to the bottom cabinets here. This is where we keep all of our pots and pans. On the other side, we keep all of our like baking dishes and things. If I ever build a home, I think I would like to put deep drawers in the bottom instead of cabinets. I just don't like cabinets because you have to squat down and look way in the back, and it is difficult. But when you have it cleaned out and minimized, it does make it a whole lot easier, and this is definitely the most minimized we have ever been in our cabinets. I'm so proud of us. Kit and I did a lot of work last night debating what do we really use, what do we want to keep, and this is what we ended up with. So we really have like one large pot. We've got, we basically got the set that we got for our wedding, which included, what are these things called? I always get these mixed up. I think these are the saucepans, right? We've got like a medium and small saucepan, and then we've got like one larger pot. We've got 2 of these pans. Y'all are gonna think I don't cook, which is kind of true, but what are these called? We've got 2 of these. This is the smaller and the medium one, all non-stick because we are not real chefs. We're not real shelves, but we're not real chefs either. And we use non-stick because I don't know. But we do have a little bit of cast iron just for the special occasion, along with another bigger like Dutch oven pot. So for now, that is serving us really, really well. You can also see strainers tucked away, and that's honestly all we need. I kept doing like, how many burners do you have on the stove? 4. How many pots do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9? There's no way. And we had more than this before. It's just silly for our lifestyle. If you're a huge cook and you're always cooking big family meals, it might be a little bit different for you, but we're not gonna be able to cook and use all of these in one meal ever, ever, ever. And so this is gonna do us great for now. Here we have our other bakeware and like cooking cabinet, and I'm really, really proud of us because we were able to move down this, which makes it look a little crowded, but this was actually above our like stove, oven, microwave area, which is really hard to get to. And now that cabinet is completely empty except for one extra oven liner, which is fine to keep up there. And everything is down here, which is much easier to see and much easier to reach. And that is all because we are decluttering and minimizing, and it just makes things more organized, honestly. And so in here we have metal bowls, glass bowls that we use for mixing, cooking, and baking. We have just the essentials when it comes to our casserole dishes. 1 loaf pan, 1 square pan, 1 casserole, 9x13 casserole dish, and then 1 more. I mean, I know this is technically 2 casserole dishes, but 1 that has a lid and that has our name etched on it, which is very, very special. And then just like 1 plain one. If you haven't watched the video right before this, you'll see me do a like an oven test. If you're trying to decide between 2 like very perfectly good items, but they might just be different and you're trying to decide which one is better for you, put them to use. Pretend like you're actually using them or baking with them. I did that with pitchers. I did that with glasses. What's gonna work better? And try it out. I'll have that video linked down below if you haven't seen it yet. And then here I have just in a little like rack, I think it's actually made for what I have in here, which is cutting boards and baking sheets. We just have 1 cooling rack, 1 muffin tin, and 3 baking sheets, my favorite baking sheets. And then we have a large and small cutting board. Again, that's really all we need. If we are in dire need to cut so many different things, we can rinse and wash it off before we cut the next thing. I don't know why we're hanging on to more cutting boards than that. This has simplified things immensely, and I'm really, really glad that our cabinets are this empty now. We are super blessed to have a giant corner pantry that I'm going to show you a sneak peek of here in just a second. But John and Carlene do not have a pantry in their house. So they are going to show you how they store food in their cabinets in a small space while still being minimal. Here, take a look.
Hey everyone, so we're the Armstead family. We are going to show you our cabinets that hold all of our food. We actually don't have a pantry, so we wanted to show you how a family of 5 stores their food. Here is one of our cabinets where we have some of our food. So this bin right here has all of our kids' snacks in it. Then we have just things that we use all the time, collagen protein, crackers, applesauce, some other pastas and things. And then up top we have some oatmeal, my husband's protein, and coconut oil. This cabinet is where we keep, most of the canned stuff and the oils. So we have canned goods here, then we have baby formula there, then all of our random sauces and oils and things that we use. Over here, all of my husband's things that he uses on a daily basis. Then we have some of the baby cereal, some baking soda and powder. And then all the way at the top, we have a huge bag of rice that we don't use often. And then next to that, we actually have some baby formula that we are hoping my son can start using eventually. But if not, we'll be donating it.
Honestly, I am so impressed with people who are able to keep a kitchen looking tidy without a pantry. Let me know all of your tips you have for either using cabinets for pantries or other storage spaces when you don't have a true pantry in your house. We have a huge pantry, so even if you just have like a smaller pantry, what are your best tips? I would love to know them. Now, let's head into my pantry. I'm gonna show you a little sneak peek, but if you want to get the full spiel, make sure to head over to John and Carlene's channel. It's the Armstead family, and I'm gonna share all about the pantry there. We're gonna dive into these drawers. I have got 4 drawers in my kitchen that go across right here. And then I've got 4 drawers that go down right here. And this is what all we have to keep things. It's actually plenty of space. When we first moved in, we didn't think it was, but now we know that it is definitely plenty. So we have things sorted in these wonderful little extendable, like container things. I will link these because they really are great. You can scoot this, you can see it's like, movable. You can scoot it all the way in. You can make this like skinnier, bigger, whatever you need to do. And it just really helps that things aren't all on the bottom of this drawer getting mixed up. So this is our sharps drawer, except for these 2 things. These hold up Ziploc bags when you're making freezer meals. So we've got all of our things for sharp stuff. We've got like our vegetable peeler, citrus peeler, garlic press, can opener, and scissors. Just a few items in here, and I know it may seem silly. We could totally consolidate this with any of the other drawers, but it's nice when they can be spread out. Cheese grater's back there too. It's a nice little folding one. I really like that one. Moving over to this drawer here, this is more of like the baking drawer. Again, it is quite empty. We just moved down to 1 set of measuring cups because that is all that we really need. I like keeping the cup one separate, just because I use that one, I feel like, the most often. And if I have it stacked with these, the drawer doesn't close very well. So 1 set, I've got 2 tablespoon and 2 teaspoon measuring things, but I probably could do with 1 or 1. I do like having this because sometimes if I'm baking, I need a dry and a wet. So I think I'll keep those for now. And just some funnels, an ice cream scoop, and a cookie scoop. Just went down to 1 cookie scoop. I had 2 of the exact same ones, except the other didn't have these little grips. So I got rid of the one that I didn't like, and that is super, super nice. Moving right along here, this drawer is gonna be the one where we keep most of our things for cooking. It's right next to the stove, right? And so it's easy access. We used to have all the utensils there in like a jar, and that was way harder to get to than this. I thought that not keeping them on the counter would be a hassle. Totally the opposite. It's way easier to pull out this drawer and see everything in like, it's not a single layer, but it's closer to it than having everything crammed in one jar. We're pretty much a one of each kind of a family, although we do have a lot of spoons, a slotted spoon, a plastic spoon, a pasta. Actually, you know what? I don't think we really need this anymore because we only have nonstick pans, and this is not really a good idea to use in our nonstick pans. We really need to replace that with a plastic one. But my favorite wooden spoon I've had for years, does me good. And one of each size, little spatula, scraper, one set of tongs, and one what is this thing called? Thermometer. Temperature taker. I use a thermometer every day. The last drawer is things that we don't use as often. It's kind of in an awkward spot here. Like, it's the drawer you're gonna grab last when you go to look for something, because these are all way easier to get to. And therefore it has things we use less often, like the egg beater and these spatulas. I do like keeping a little tiny egg beater for hot chocolate and stuff. Ladle, we use it. If you use it, keep it. And just some other stuff for baking. All right, these drawers right here also hold some of the things that we need all the time, especially things that I need while I am working here at the sink. The top is gonna be our silverware drawer. This is one set of silverware that we got when we got married. You know, I think there's probably 8 or so. It seems like we're missing a few of these spoons, but like 8 or so of each item. 2 people, it's more than plenty. If we really need to, like, I'll use the size fork that I don't like. Actually, that's a good question for you guys. What size fork do you use? Because I feel like families and friends always know, like when they're having friends over for dinner, they're like, you're a small fork person. I'm a small fork person. Everyone else is a big fork person. So I usually have plenty of forks. But we've got our knives in here, and we just took our knives that we use all the time out of the chopping block and put them here because we only use like 3 knives from the chopping block, and it was sitting on our counter just in the way. And so we decided we'll put them in the drawer. We probably need a better solution than this. They should probably go in the sharp store maybe soon. And our chopsticks, my silicone straws, everything that we need right here, and very easy to get to. The next 2 drawers are, actually the next 3 drawers are all like, I don't know, like towels and stuff. Obviously we could have put more in this drawer, but we just don't need to. These are our trivets and our oven mitts. I want to replace these because these are not my favorite, but until I replace them, I'm just going to hang on to those. And then this is all of our dish towels. Dish towels, you know, they don't want to look nice for us, do they? I use these blue and gray ones the most because they're just like the right thickness. They dry well, they function well. And so I kept all of those and ended up making some space. We had this drawer like jam packed before. And then finally we have all of our cloth napkins, our drying mat, and then this is what I use when I am heating up something like a glass dish in the microwave and it gets really hot. I microwave it with that underneath. So that's the drawers here. One other major thing that you might notice that is difficult, I would say, from the typical kitchen is that we do not keep a lot on our countertops. We just have the essentials out. I've got dish soap, a cute little plant, and my coffee pot because I use it daily. And the coffee pot is on the chopping block here. I'm looking into different kinds of coffee makers that are either smaller, have a lower profile, or simply something that I can put away in a drawer. So if you are like a big coffee person and you have a certain way to make coffee, it has to be easy and fast because I do love my instant like coffee pot. It's not a Keurig, but like the auto function, I do like that. But if you're like a big coffee person and you like to do the pour overs or whatever, and you can tuck it away in the drawer, let me know because I am definitely interested in something like that. Now, we long ago got rid of utensils and other things sitting out on the countertop, but just recently we got rid of our knife block. So that leaves up so much empty counter space and makes it an actual workstation. Every single day, this countertop is a mess. Things get put on it, mail, food, my lunchbox, just all kinds of stuff. But every day it is really easy to restore back to this state. And it makes me feel really, really calm when I go to bed and it looks like this. I have to thank Carlene. If you don't follow her on Instagram, she's at Carlene Armstead. She does a nightly tidy, hashtag nightly tidy, and has been doing that for years. And I started implementing that probably about a year ago, and I want to say it's life-changing because it really does make you feel better when you reset every single night in your kitchen, walk down to a clean kitchen, coffee maker ready to go, and it just really sets you up for the best day ever. We like keeping our countertops really, really empty. Let me know if you like a lot of stuff on your countertops, if you're a decorator or you just like having things easy to grab, or if you are ready to go more of the clutter-free minimalist look and keep things simple as a fresh workstation ready for whatever you throw at it. Thanks so much for taking a tour with me today around my organized and newly minimal kitchen. You guys, we have so much in store coming up. You're gonna want your notifications on. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to go check out Carlene and Sijan over at the Armstead family. They are really so inspiring in their minimalism journey, especially with 3 kids, being a family of 5. You're gonna wanna see the difference in how we do it here in our household and how you can maintain minimalism with a family. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.